Plateau State establishes its electricity market. Vandals cut off electricity supply to Bayelsa State and parts of Rivers State. Senate Minority Whip seeks solutions to balance ratio of supply of graduates and labor market demands. Hello and many thanks for joining us on the news desk at 3 on NTN News 24. I am Chinenye Nwoye. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has transmitted a fresh letter for presentation of 2025 budget to Rivers State House of Assembly. The letter also sets March 19th as date for the presentation. The Minority Whip in the Senate, Osita Ngu, has called for workable solutions to tackle the mismatch between the supply of graduates, put at 600,000 annually, and the demand in the labor market. In a statement, Senator Ngu urged government at the state and federal levels, as well as the private sector, to come up with innovation that would stimulate economic growth and reduce poverty. The Senate Minority Whip commended the initiatives of President Bola Tinubu to remodel the economy with focus on job creation, food security, and provision of social safety net in order to mitigate unemployment and build a brighter future for Nigerians. The Minister of Labor and Employment, Mohammed Megari Dinyadi, has inaugurated the newly appointed chairman and members of the board of the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund. He observed that the inauguration marks a significant step in repositioning workers' compensation management for more efficiency. Ignatius Nko reports.
The Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund plays a critical role in ensuring the protection and welfare of workers in line with the Employees Protection Act. As part of efforts to strengthen the mandate of the fund, the Minister of Labor and Employment has inaugurated the new 11-member board. He expressed confidence in the ability of the new leadership to reshape the fund for better service delivery, ensuring timely and effective compensation for workers in cases of injury.
I expect you all to actively participate in strategic planning, policy development, and outright and oversight of all organizations concerning the fund.
The board, with Shola Olofin as chairman, is expected to work towards achieving social justice for workers while upholding the provisions of Section 17, subsection 3C of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
We must reposition the fund as a globally recognized social security institution that is trusted by employers, employees, and the general public.
With this inauguration, expectations are high that the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund will be repositioned to deliver on its core mandate. Ignatius Nkwo, NTN News.
Plateau State government can now regulate electricity market within its jurisdiction following transfer of regulatory oversight to the state by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission therefore directs JOS Electricity Distribution Company to incorporate a subsidiary to assume responsibilities for intrastate supply and distribution of electricity in Plateau State. All processes are expected to be completed within 60 days from 12th March 2025. NEC says all transfers envisaged by the order shall be completed by 12th September 2025. This brings to 12 number of states in the country that have established their electricity markets. An electricity supply to the entire Bayelsa State and parts of Rivers State has been cut off following vandalism of 4 towers along Owerri-Ahoada transmission line. The incident disrupted power supply to the Ahoada, Bahrain and Yanagoa substations, thereby affecting supply to the 2 states. Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, says it is mobilizing personnel and materials for immediate repair of the vandalized towers so as to restore supply to the affected states. The Nigeria Police Force and the Voice of Nigeria, VON, are synergizing to enhance efforts to combat the proliferation of fake news and disinformation in the country's public discourse. This was manifest at a meeting between the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, and the Director General of VON, Jibrin Baba Ndache, along with his management team, held at the force headquarters in Abuja. Chukunonso Nwabueze reports.
The Director General of Voice of Nigeria, Jibrin Baba Ndache, while pledging VON's support in engaging the public through its various platforms to spread factual information as well as clarify misconceptions about the activities of the Nigerian police, underscored the critical role of responsible information sharing in maintaining national security and unity.
At the Voice of Nigeria, we will be in the lead in letting the world know the good work that the Nigerian police is doing. And also on behalf of management staff, to commend you, sir, and the team and the entire Nigerian police for your dedication to securing our own country when we go to sleep.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, on his part, reaffirmed the commitment of the Nigerian police in upholding free and independent press in a democratic society, but decried the spread of misinformation to damage Nigerian institutions and to project the country negatively to the global community.
I'm happy with the efforts Voice of Nigeria is making to combat the scourge of fake news, misinformation about Nigeria and about Nigerians. We're open to suggestions. We're open to feedback on how we can better improve our services to the Nigerian people.
The IGP acknowledged that the visit by VON management has kick-started an enduring synergy and partnership between the agency and the force, especially with regard to providing accurate and timely information to members of the public on the affairs of the Nigerian police. Chukunonso Nwabueze, NTN News.
Hope came wrapped in kindness at the Suleja Medium Custodial Center as Nigerian Correctional Officers' Wives Association, NICOWA, President Victoria Nwakuche urged inmates to embrace rehabilitation and turn their lives around. Marking International Women's Month, she did not just speak, she acted. In the spirit of Ramadan and Lent, she brought gifts and a message. Time behind bars can be a stepping stone, not a dead end. She also urged officers to treat inmates with empathy.
I know that the staff here are doing their best, but it's just to encourage them. Keep doing your best, keep helping them, and keep encouraging them. And I know that all will be well.
Beyond words, she promised to help pay some fines to decongest the facility following appeal by older inmates.
We personally want to get the details of those that are waiting trials and those that have fines to pay, and then we can see what we can do about that.
As the visit wrapped up, the atmosphere said it all. Hope had walked through the gates, reminding inmates that a second chance is always within reach. The news desk at 3 is reaching you on NTN News 24. And still ahead, experts explain importance of routine checks to kidney health. Details of this and more when we return.
Celebrate Ramadan with Bafi and enjoy up to 40% off on selected products from living room, dining room, bedroom, and royal sets. Pay less, save more, and refresh your home for iftar gatherings and cherished moments with family and friends. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online to enjoy our exclusive Ramadan sale. Let's make this Ramadan unforgettable.
Many thanks for staying on. Now, how often do you take time off work and other schedules to conduct routine checks? Medical experts on Good Morning Nigeria say this can be life-saving for early detection of most asymptomatic diseases, particularly kidney disease. They want Nigerians and government to prioritize routine checkups for healthy living. Lydia Sampson reports.
Tayo Orogun, a survivor of kidney disease who underwent a kidney transplant in 2022, is one amongst many people who, against all odds, is battling the high cost of living with medications. He wants government to further subsidize kidney transplant and other treatments, and most importantly, he wants Nigerians to prioritize their health rather than pursuing money, which he says ultimately cannot buy life.
I don't have any history of anybody in my family that had kidney. I think my own case was just the high blood pressure.
Chronic kidney disease are staged from stage 1 to stage 5. Is when it reaches stage 5 is the time that they are talking about kidney replacement therapy. But if it is detected early, there are measures that can be taken to slow the progression.
His story of resilience, medical practitioners insist, can help others realize the significance of prevention and early detection, diagnosis and treatment. In view of Taye's treatment of malaria and typhoid fever for 3 months before the diagnosis of kidney disease, they urge Nigerians not to wait to be sick before visiting their doctors and hospitals.
Don't wait till you are sick before you come to hospital. See your doctors as your allies, friends. Come to us once or twice a year for routine medical checkup.
Making sure that our patients who have end-stage kidney disease or kidney failure are properly managed, and the preferred treatment for kidney failure is transplant.
Even at 12,000 naira, how many people can afford it? That government said to 12,000, but how many people can afford 12,000? 3 times a week.
And how many people can access it at 12,000?
So, yes,
so many questions.
So NHIS should come, should take part of the kidney care and other chronic diseases as part of their mandate so that people can have ease of life.
They reiterated the importance of keeping healthy lifestyles and diet, as well as mitigating other predisposing diseases and habits that affect the kidneys. Overall, the guests emphasized the need for urine tests to determine whether the patient has indications of any disease. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Imagine being a student of a tertiary institution and you cannot afford your tuition when it matters the most. This is the story of a 400-level medical student of Edo University, Iyamu. Olayinka Ojo in this report tells us the story of a student whose dream of becoming a medical doctor is gradually becoming a reality. Let's take a listen.
One of the present political administration's campaigns is to institute student loan scheme to enable Nigerians seeking tertiary education achieve their aspirations.
There will be student loan if you cannot finance yourself.
To deliver on the promises made, President Tinubu on the 3rd of April 2024 signed it into law. The scheme is to break financial barriers associated with accessing higher education for indigent students. Today, hundreds of thousands of students have been benefited, and many will still benefit from the scheme. Worried over how she would pay her tuition fee as it rose from a little above 1 million naira to more than 3.2 million naira, this 400-level student had doubts about the initiative.
We actually believe about it, but I just felt that it's not really something that I really saw happening, coming to pass again.
Emanuela Afuegba, who hails from Delta State, is a 400-level medical student at the Edo University and the last daughter in a family of 5. She is one among hundreds of thousands who have benefited from the scheme.
It has been a big relief for me and my family, especially in the sense that medicine is a very, very expensive course in my school. I have peace of mind when I'm reading because my school fees has been paid in full.
To make many who do not believe in the scheme believe that the loan is interest-free and students who want to apply do not have to know anyone in high places, this happened.
Have you met anybody from Nelfund? But you're getting the loan from us.
Managing Director Nelfund gave insights into questions around what, who, how, when, and why. in relation to the students' loan scheme and what makes it different from other types of loans.
If you take a loan to buy a car, the car can be repossessed and can be taken away from you. If you take a loan to build a house, the house can be taken away from you. So if you're going to take a loan for anything, it has to be education. If you miss this opportunity, it's one that will affect generations in families.
We are going to collaborate with you for a very aggressive sensitization to ensure that almost all the students of Edo State benefit from this laudable initiative.
The sensitization climaxed with the stakeholders' engagement between NELFund and different groups from the 3 senatorial districts of Edo State, with a pledge that they would ensure their students also apply so as to benefit, like Emanuela. Olainka Ojo, NTA News.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has advised opposition political parties in Nigeria to shun unnecessary criticism capable of distracting governance. While playing host to the national leadership of Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, he reaffirmed that President Tinubu still maintains his status as a Democrat and proponent of a healthy democratic nation. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
In their quest to build on the gains of the nation's 25 years of democracy, IPAC, a group of Nigerians from across the political parties, are intensifying efforts to get the commitment of stakeholders to key into its proposed documentary project aimed to promote national unity and uplift the nation's political history.
This project aims to tell our story to the younger generation, particularly Gen Z, through the powerful medium of film. It will serve as an educational resource, a unifying force, and a reminder of the importance of democracy in shaping Nigeria's progress.
This development, the government spokesperson agreed, is in line with ongoing efforts towards a national rebirth.
So we feel happy that all of you are not just coming together to oppose the government of the day. You are coming together to collaborate with the government of the day. I will tell you that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, being a Democrat himself, respects healthy competition because that is what allows democracy to grow. But he also recognizes the need for us to also come together as a people for the purpose of growing our own nation. Without peace, without tranquility, without unity, without us all coming together, there will be no nation for us in the first place. And if we don't have a Nigeria, a stable Nigeria, we cannot have any political party.
Leadership of the Inter-Party Advisory Council is assured of the ministry's support as the nation's image promoter. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Let's take another look at our top stories. Plateau State establishes its electricity market. Vandals cut off electricity supply to Bayelsa State and parts of Rivers State. The Senate Minority Whip seeks solutions to balance ratio of supply of graduates and labor market demands.
This is NTA News 24.
It's glad to know you're still there. The Federal High Court Abuja Division has dismissed the bail applications of 4 suspects linked with the alleged bandit kingpin Bello Tuji. The presiding judge, Justice Emeka Nwite, held that the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, through his counsel, had made a compelling case stating that releasing the defendants would pose a significant threat to national security. Justice Nwite agreed with the AGF's counsel, David Kaswe, who argued that while bail is a discretionary decision for the court, it must be made judiciously, especially considering the severity of the charges. In the light of this, the court granted an accelerated hearing for the trial, but rejected the bail applications. In addition, the court had also granted an ex parte motion to protect witnesses as the trial begins. The four suspects, Musa Kamarawa, Abubakar Hashimu, aka Dr. Samuel Chinedu, and Lucky Chukuma, pleaded not guilty to the charge during their arraignment. The defendants are facing an 11-count charge relating to terrorism activities in northern Nigeria between 2018 and 2022. The 43rd ECOWAS Chiefs of Defense Staff meeting ends in Abuja with a strong commitment to combat terrorism and other transborder crimes. Chairman of the committee and Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, says the platform provides avenue to critically examine resolutions of the last meeting and prescribe measures to combat emerging regional security threats. Similarly, the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Mohammed, enjoins ECOWAS Chief of Defense Staff to strengthen military collaboration, intelligence sharing, and capacity building to safeguard the region and its people. He was speaking during an event organized by the Defense Headquarters for the 43rd Ordinary ECOWAS Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff in Abuja. In Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, armed groups like M23 have seized control of mineral-rich areas using valuable resources to fund their operations. Suleiman Abdulwahab reports these actions are fueling the conflict and impacting global industries.
Numbi and Rubaya, known for their mineral wealth, have been taken over by M23 group. These areas are rich in cotton, cassiterite, and gold, vital for global industries, especially electronics. M23 has turned these resources into both a weapon and a funding source. Between April and December 2024, M23 generated about $800 million from illegal cotton mining, fueling the conflicts and disrupting global supply chain. Angola has offered to mediate peace talk between the DRC government and M23, while the United States seek partnership to access the DRC minerals. However, this risks escalating tension with China, which also has mineral interests in the region. The conflict has displaced over 7 million people, further destabilizing the region due to collapse of law enforcement and mass prison breaks, leaving civilians vulnerable to violence. In Abuja, Suleiman Tobu Abdulwahab, NT News.
And next on our lineup is sports.
Nigeria international Cyril Dazes and Leon Balogun were in action as Rangers secured a penalty shootout win over Fenerbahce in the second leg round of 16 of the Europa League on Thursday.
Very, very tired, but very proud and very happy. It's a big achievement for the group, for the club again. I think it's massive for the supporters.
Also, Super Eagles right back Bright Osai Samuel was in Fenerbahce's starting lineup after returning from suspension. Rangers lost the return leg 2-0 at Ibrox with the scoreline at 3-3 on aggregate, but went on to win 3-2 on penalties. Other teams who picked quarter-final tickets are Athletic Bilbao, who beat Roma 3-1 to advance 4-3 on aggregate, and Frankfurt, who hammered Ajax 4-1 and secured a 6-2 aggregate scoreline. Also, Nigerian forward Moses Simon is doubtful for Nigeria's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe due to injury. Simon failed to train with his teammates for 3 days this week, according to North's manager. The winger is also doubtful for this weekend's clash with Lee. The Super Eagles of Nigeria will face Rwanda in Kigali next week Friday